Something very interesting happened to me last week, and it's all thanks to one game. Postal 2 is the exact opposite of everything I look for in a game. It has incredibly thin artistry, the controls are clunky, the jokes almost always whiff, the game crashes all the time, and the story is practically non-existent. It doesn't reward cleverness or foresight, and above all else, it's the absolute last thing I would show somebody if I wanted to convince them of game's ability to be artful. But wow, I love this game. As long-term viewers will know, when I play a game with moral choice for the first time, I always go for a completely angelic run, killing as few people as possible and trying to make the world a better place. This takes a little bit of restraint in a game like Metal Gear Solid or Dishonored, but in Postal, it takes all the restraint in the world to not do completely horrible things.
Hi there, would you like to sign my petition?
I don't think so, chump.
Shit.
I can't believe this is happening! Oh no! Christ!
Would you please sign my petition?
I've done a no-kill run of Postal 2, but my first run was full of the most idiotic violence I've ever committed in a game, and that first run was about 1,000 times more fun. So what is it about this game that just begs and begs for me to piss in people's mouths, cut off their limbs, set fire to elephants and cats, and tase Gary Coleman until he pisses himself? How does this game completely rewire my brain so that a shotgun and an innocent woman go together in my head like a red key and a red door in another game? Well, there's a lot that goes into this, so I'll start with the most obvious: lines. The core gameplay of Postal 2 is all about going around town completing chores, whether it's to buy some milk or return a book at the library. However, just about every objective will have a huge line of people waiting in front of it, and you have to just sit there in line until they're all gone. I could stand around waiting for the people to get through this line at the bank, keeping my hands at the controls the entire time so that nobody takes my spot in line. Or I could kill these people, shoot these tellers, run into the back room, shoot these cops, kick in this door, shoot these cops, take all the money out of the vault, then run away shooting all the cops in my path. Each of these methods will take about the same amount of time, but man, one is way more fun than the other. And hey, while I'm at it, I might as well set this dying man on fire and piss on him to put out the flames just as he's inches away from heaven. You don't even really think when you're playing Postal 2. You just get your hands on the controls and next thing you know you're doing this. I'll give an example. By this point, I'm pretty far into the game. It's been 3.5 days and I've killed well over 1,000 people. After looking around at the 30 or so dead bodies on the street I'm on, whose only crime was simply being there, I decide to myself, I'm going to go 5 minutes without doing something completely horrible. Well, the first thing I do is walk into the store. I'll buy some food with all of this money I have. I'll probably have to put this in slow-mo to get across how fast my thinking was here. As soon as I walk into the store, I see all these donuts behind the clerk, so instantly I jump over the counter and steal all the donuts, and when this lady pulls out a gun, I take out my shotgun and blow her away. The funny thing about this is that donuts are nearly worthless as a healing item, but as soon as I saw them, I had no more free will. This was my destiny. So I walked outside, disappointed in myself for barely making it 10 seconds without doing something horrible. Alright, I won't kill anyone for 5 minutes starting now, I thought to myself. I looked at my map. I needed to get some food for a barbecue I was having, and it looked like I had to pass through this circus to get there. I walk through the area and I see this man selling food. I'm not going to kill him this time, I'm not. Well, I buy the food from him, and it turns out it's just some burger, not the food I need for my objective. So I killed him, stole all his burgers, saw these elephants, set them on fire, shot up everyone I could, and next thing I know I'm pretty much torturing the last couple of survivors, in about the worst way you can do so in this game. I like to challenge myself to see how much harm I can do to them without letting them die. What the hell is going on here? Doing the objective in a more fun way, i.e. robbing the bank, is one thing, but I gain absolutely nothing in doing all this. Oh yeah, and I lost my 5-minute pacifism challenge for the second time in a row. These characters are incredibly annoying, and it's clear the game wants me to see them that way so that I go postal more often, but I have no idea what level of irony the game is operating on, and for that matter, what level I'm operating on. Am I killing these people because they're protesting violent video games? Am I killing them because they're such a clumsy and childish satire of people who protest games? Am I killing them because of the bad voice acting, or is it just because I hate this godforsaken town so much? Well, again, I don't know what level of satire the game is operating on. Clearly everything it does is sarcastic and exaggerated. I mean, the first 30 minutes of the game has you gunning down protesters of the game's creator, running with scissors, with the CEO and game designer of said company, the lovable Vince Desi.
Hold on, I said! Who is this? Get on fucking line, you want money too! You! Fuck you! you two?
Is this chant?
Games are bad, they make you mad. Games are bad, they make you mad.
All the satire we're supposed to see, or is the fact that this is such a childish way of expressing disagreement on the issue also a part of the joke? If they were just protesting in a realistic way, I probably wouldn't kill them since the bloodlust hasn't taken over this early in the game. If it was just a slightly exaggerated satire, I'd just roll my eyes and keep walking. After all, killing them would only make me as childish as the game. But because the satire is so stupid, it comes full circle and these people are fun to kill again. I'm just using my holy gas can to cleanse the world of this terrible satire. For another example, let's look at Al-Qaeda. I'm not shooting down this clerk because I suspect he's a terrorist, and I'm not doing it because he's Islamic, and I'm not even doing it because he overcharged me for goat milk. I'm pretty sure I'm just doing it because he and his store are such a childish satire of, I guess, Islamic people?
Did someone slaughter a goat in here? No, seriously, I want to know.
Is the game making fun of Islamic people? Is it making fun of itself, or is it making fun of racists who think that this guy's army of machine gun-wielding wives upstairs isn't all that unrealistic? However many layers of satire are at play here, they're all gonna die. Well, what about the elephants and the cats? I mean, you saw it in my last video. At one point I was just tossing cats out of my inventory into a fire I had started. I didn't just do that for the footage, that was just something I randomly decided to do in my first playthrough. It's not like these random animals are a satire of anything, yet it's practically impossible to look at these elephants and not instantly try to set them on fire. I think it might just be virtual bloodlust. By the time you see these elephants for the first time, you've already gone down the slippery slope of doing horrible things in this game, and so when you come across these elephants, it's pretty much all you know how to do in the game. There is literally no reason whatsoever why you would ever benefit from setting these guys on fire. The only thing I can think of is if there were cops at the circus attacking you, and you wanted to startle the elephants into attacking the cops. And yet not setting them on fire doesn't even occur to you until you're just fighting off the last one looking at the charred corpses of the others surrounding you. Again, elephant plus gasoline tank is just as natural a combination in your head as red key plus red door is in any other game. It was times like this, when I was setting elephants on fire or running down the streets trying to line up fleeing pedestrians so I could dismember 20 legs with one machete throw, that I would look back on how I was behaving in the beginning of the game, when my future endless murder spree was just a thought in the back of my mind. I remember wanting to get arrested so I could get a police uniform, as I learned from Civvy 11's awesome pro Postal series that got me interested in the game. I would walk up to a cop and flash them, and they'd smack me with their baton until I put it away and arrest me. This seemed like crazy behavior at the time, but by Thursday, the 4th day, I was just casually breaking into the police station and killing everyone I saw Terminator style. I started off every day by breaking into my neighbor's house, stealing his body armor, and terrorizing him in some new way. Then I'd break into the police station, kill everyone, steal crack from the evidence locker and grab a police uniform. Then I'd rob the bank, stop by my local crack dealer's house and buy a couple pipes before killing him and his friends, and go about the rest of my day. Looking at it this way, it's clear to see how Postal 2 slowly turned this pacifistic player into a lunatic, one small step at a time. By the end of the game, I wasn't even using the machete or the sledgehammer to kill every person I saw. I had graduated onto the grenade launcher. As you guys can probably guess from my general pretentiousness, I'm not a big fan of super childish games, and I generally think that games like this, that fall on the toy side of the spectrum, only go against my mission of helping people see games as a serious artistic medium. A couple of years ago, I tried playing some Postal 2. I hardly killed anyone, and as a result, all I had to have fun with was a bunch of terrible satire and jokes. So I quickly quit the game and forgot about it for a few years. However, this time around, I looked at those terrible jokes and I pissed in their mouth and cut their legs off, and I had a whole hell of a lot of fun doing it. If I had to sum up Postal 2 in one sentence, I would quote the dude himself.
This can't be good for me, but I feel great.
I'd normally relegate this to the description, but I'm going away for a bit, folks. Death Stranding is right around the corner, and I'm going to be dedicating myself 100% to playing through that game, and getting a hopefully fantastic video out on it. It's going to be live as soon as possible, so keep an eye out for it. No waiting till Monday. Between Death Stranding and this Vertigo situation, the last month or two has easily been the hardest time I've had with the channel yet. I hate breaking away from my schedule, but even as I read these words, I'm not sure if I'm about to go into a terrible bout of spinning, or feel so close to one that I have to go straight to bed at 11 AM and call it a day. I pretty much can't watch movies, go to concerts, get my oil changed, go on dates, or even just take a walk right now, but even more than all of that, it's killing me to not be making content here at my usual pace. It's not like I'm in any actual danger. Even when I have a vertigo attack while driving, I've got enough people close to me that I can manage a ride, but man, it's annoying. Anyways, no pity parties here. Thanks for sticking with me. See you on the other side of Death Stranding.
There you go.
I feel like shit.
You're welcome.